Welcome to the fastest daf in town. Today we're Masechtas Sanhedrin daf Pei Tes. We are going to begin on the top of Pei Tes, but off by the new Mishnah. Says the Mastisin, Ein mamisin oiso. When it comes to the Zakin Mamre, we're not going to have him killed. Loba based in Shibi, not the based in his city. Loba based in Shibi Yavna, not the one in Yavna after Rav Yochanan Zakkai was able to convince the Roman leadership to spare Yavne. Based in Haggadah Yerushalayim. So this is you have to go back to Yerushalayim. Says Rashi, Im Nishol based in Shibalishkas Agazis. If you're in the Lishkas Agazis, Vermuhen v'chazol iro, go back to your city. V'shah Yomim, you tarry there ad shigolta Sanhedrin Gadol Yavna, until the Sanhedrin went to Yavna. V'yadayin habayis kayim, but let's say the base medrash was still standing. V'yachar kein hoira kivatchila in mamisan oisa b'Yavna. V'el v'yishishom Sanhedrin Gadola. So I've in the Kamsan Shom. So interesting, even though you paskin in the Lishkas Agazis, but now that they were goyal to Yavna, you can't go there. You can't sentence him to death there. So we're going to basically keep him in a jail on a regel all the way until the next Yom Tov. We'll kill him on the regel. Shnemer v'chol am yishma v'yiru v'liyazidun o divrei Rabbi Kavi ben Yehuda divrei Rabbi Kiva. So Rabbi Kiva says that you have to wait because we want everyone to hear. So Rabbi Yehuda Omer ein aninas dino shilzeh. This is hard to imagine. Well, we normally don't do ma'ina din. We're not going to wait. Ela mamisa nosim to come right away. Because of shachan shulchan b'chol kaimais ish ploini mischai misa b'beisdin. You basically just publicize it because the pasuk, after all, as we're going to see, says b'chol yishmu. Right? They heard. Okay, says the Gemara. So Tanurbanan, Ein Mamisa Noisa Lo Based in Shibi, not in his city, Lo based in Shibi Yavna, as the Mishnah says, El Mal Noisa Lo based in a Gulli of Yerushalayim. We bring him to the base in Yerushalayim. Umisham Noisa, he waits there. He's in jail. Ad a Regel Mamisa Noisa Beregel Shnemer B'Cholam Yishmo V'Yiru. Divrei Rabbi Akiva, Amar Rabbi Yehuda V'Chi Nemer Yiru. Does it say to see? For Yirau, to be afraid. V'Lo Yoy Nemer El Yishmo V'Yiru. All we have to do is hear it. So therefore, you can kill him right away and just publicize that you did it. So lomam anin dino shilzeh. Why are you going to hold him back? Maybe months. El mamisa nosim do it already because of a sheichin v'chol makam ish ploini nischai misa bebeistin. Tanaban arvesrich nachraza. There are 4 people that you need to announce that they're being killed. Hamesis, this person who causes others to worship idols. Ben Saramira of Zakin Mamri Venim Zayman. Bekul Huksiv Behu V'chol V'chol Yisrael. So basically, it keeps saying that everyone, right, should be there. Everyone should hear it, or maybe even see it. Venim Zayman Ksiv Vanisharim. Everyone else. Delo Kuli Alma Chazul Sanhedrin. So not everyone is Kashal Edus. So it doesn't need to say V'chol Ha'am in that context. Okay, question 11. Eila harugi basin srichan hachraza. So as we just said, Adam Zaymimin, you have the Masis, you have Ben Saramayra, and the Zakin Mamre. Okay, so those are some of the basic reasons to know what to do, and that is that, which is, of course, TB almost mirrors all these questions. TB 9 is on Pei Testament Aleph. And did I get it right? Mason Adam Zayman Ben Sarah Myra Zakin Mamre. You got them all right, which is beautiful. That's TB9. Okay, let's keep going. Next Mishnah says the Mastisin. Navia Sheker. When it comes to someone who's a false prophet, so we say like this: either a false prophet or a Masnab Mashul Shama. He prophesies what he didn't hear. But Mashul Nemerbo wasn't said to him. Misasabidi Shemayim. Those death penalties are Misabidi Shemayim, not Misabidi Adam. Says Rashi, even if his friend told him, it doesn't make a difference. It has to be that you heard it. Also, someone who holds back is Nevuah. For example, Yona ben Amitai, as we'll see in the Gemara, that he didn't want to go to Nineveh. V'hamavaser al dimri navi, someone who ignores the words of the navi. Ayin, Rashi says hamafkirin shul You don't even care what he says. The Navi sha'avar al divri atzmo, where he violates his own words, misas b'di shemayim. Shenemar's pasuk says, Anoichi, I, which is referring to Hashem, edroi shemi imo. Vahamis nave b'shem avodas kachavim. A person prophesies and says, yeah, you need to worship idols. V'yer kach amar avodas kachavim. Afil chivenes Allah latamias atam latar satar. Even if Imamish says the right answer about this is tameh, this is tar, and the tak is true, it doesn't matter. The fact that he said it b'shem an idol, he's going to be killed. Habal eishas ish, a person who is tashrish with a married woman. Kivan shenichnas l'rishus habal l'nesuin, as soon as she enters to her husband's domain for marriage, alpha be shalom nivul, even though they hadn't tashrish yet. At that point, she's no longer a stage of erison, which could be different death penalties, but rather like a full married woman, which is chenek. And we saw this before, that when it comes to the zaymimin of a bas kayin, even though it's true that they're trying to give her sreifa, but the man that they're accusing him, her being with, would have gotten chenek, so he gets chenek. They get chenek as well if they're enim zaymin. Normally we do kasher zoma ma'asoi sa'achiv. However, based on the pasuk, when there's two different punishments for a man or woman, we say la'achav la'achaisoi. Says the Gemara, Tanu Banan Shalishim Yisas B'nei Adam. So the Brisa now encapsulates these three different categories. So three of them are B'nei Adam, three Shalishim Yisas B'nei Shemayim. So it explains it. Hamasnav Mashal Isham, a person who prophesied what he didn't hear, Mashal never loves and said to him. Hamasnav B'Shem Kachavim, or you prophesied in the name of idols, Yisas B'nei Adam. HaKayvish is Nivuaso, if you hold back your saying over the prophecy that you heard, Mavasar al Divri Navi, or you basically ignored the words of the Navi, or V'Navi Shavar al Divri Atzmo, Misas B'Shemayim. So, how do we know all this? So, Omer Rabbi Huda, Omer Rav, the Emerkot, the Pasuk says, Acha Navi Asher Yazid, Wadaber Davar B'Shmi, when it comes to a prophet who on purpose doesn't say my words, Zem Asnava Mashul Shama. That's referring to a Navi who didn't hear it. Vasher lo tzavisiv, when he wasn't commanded, halachaver tzavisiv, which is mashma, maybe even his friends did hear it, but he didn't hear it. So misnava mashaloi nemerlo. So it's possible that it really was a nevuah, but it was your friend who got the nevuah, so you can't act like you got the nevuah. Vasher yidaber b'shem el himacherim, obviously zem misnava b'shem v'neskachavim. So these people are saying you should basically worship idols, or they're quoting a prophecy in the name of an idol. Siv, on them it says umeis hanaviyahu, they should be killed. So they get the death penalty, which is misa b'di adam, and the death penalty of chenek, which is the lowest of all the punishments. Hakovish as nevuasa, at least according to Tanakama. Hakovish nevuasa levater al divrei navi, the navi shavar al divrei atzmo misas b'di shemayim. Siv, why? The pasuk says va'ish Asher lo yishma, so a man who doesn't hear, so karibe lo yashmiya, vikaribe lo yishma, so he doesn't allow others to be a navi. So lo yashmiya means he does not listen, but the kri is he doesn't allow others to listen. That's what it's because he's kaivish yitzro. That's what it's referring to. So since it says, I will seek him out, so it does mention Misa, so it must be that it's not Misa b'di Adam, but rather b'Shemayim. So it could go in Sidkia ben Kananya. This is referring to Sidkia ben Kananya, so it's explained regarding Sidkia ben Kanana, that let's just read the psukim first. So what exactly there was a nevuah which he didn't hear. Vayaslo Sidkia ben Kanana karni barzel. They said that he had these iron horns. So what exactly? Mai havi leilam evid. So what did he do wrong? Ruch Navos Atise. So the spirit of Navos tricked Sidkia. Dechsev Vayomer Hashem mi yafata es Achav. Who is going to entice Achav? V'yal v'yipol b'ramos Gilad. to fall in Ramois Gilad. V'yetze haruach, so a ruach went. V'yamol lifnei Hashem, v'yemer ani afatenu, I will entice Navos. V'yomer, so Hashem said, Tefate, you can do so. V'gam tuchel tzei v'yasekin, get out and do so. So Rabbi Yehuda might say, Semi michitzasi, leave my mechitza, because this is telling him to lie, and there's no way a person would be able to be in the mechitza of a Kadosh Baruch Hu, which is emes. So since Hashem is emes, this is sheker, he had to leave. My ruach, Rav Yochanan ruach shel Navos HaYisraeli. This is referring to the ruach of Navos HaYisraeli. So Navos HaYisraeli owned a vineyard near Achav. Achav wanted the field, and Achav's so there was his wife had Adam say that he was Mavarchas Hashem. He said basically Achav's wife lied and said that Navos HaYisraeli blasphemed God, and therefore because of that he was killed based on what she said. So then Achav took the vineyard. So you can understand Navos the Israeli was pretty upset that he was killed, right? So you can understand why the Ruach was Navos, the Ruach that wanted to see Achav's downfall. Makes sense. It was Achav's Navos or Israeli. Now Achav made a pact with Yehoshaphat, who is the king of Israel, to fight and take land of Aram, which is also Ramos Gilad. So again, he made a pact with Yehoshaphat to fight and take the land. Achav consulted with 400 Nevi'im, and they were Nevei Sheker. Yehoshaphat knew this was Sheker, and any other Nevi'im. So were there any other Nevi'im? So Micha was yes. You said yes, you may win the battle, but you, Achav, will be killed. Navos poisoned the 400 minds to tell him that you will win. Meanwhile, Sidkiah ben Kenania took iron horns and said, you'll win. So the truth is, what Sidkiah ben Kenania said was, really, he had no right to say this nevuah, because he didn't hear this nevuah that he would win. Micha is the one who heard this nevuah. Okay. So all 400 men said that they had a nevuah and that you can go out and fight. But the problem is, also, if you're the same if everyone is saying the same nevuah, that's proof that it's not nevuah. Okay. So Gemara says, Havi Lameidik could Rabbi Yitzchak. He should have looked into it. Rabbi Yitzchak, Signoin Echad Oilu Kam Neviim. One message can go to many prophets. Vein Shnei Neviim Misnavin Besignoin Echad. But two prophets can't say the same message. Okay. And that's what happened. All 400 men basically said the exact same message, and therefore you knew that was sheker. Okay. Ovad Yoimer Zoidain Libecha Hasigucha. So he said that there's on purpose in your heart is deception. Yomi Oimer Tifal Tatcha Hasia Oitcha Zoidain Libecha. The foolishness will be the zodan in your heart. V'hani midika'amri kulhu ka'adadi, since all heard the same thing, shma mina lav lo klom kaimer. It must be, it can't be the case. Dilma lo havi yodale lo had Rav Yitzchak. So one second, maybe they just didn't know this din. So Yeshafat havi hasam. Yehoshaphat, who again was the Melech Yisrael, who made this pact with Achav, was there. V'karmel hu d'chsiv v'yirmi Yehoshaphat in po navi. This is not a navi. Oid Hashem. Oimrele ha'ika kol hani. There's all these others. So Oimrele kach b'kabolim b'beis abi abba signo echad oil kam neviim ve'en shnei neviim esnavin b'signoin echad. So it's not possible that these are true prophets. So again, what ended up happening once again, Navos the Israeli, who had a vineyard, Achav's wife had him killed, and therefore because of that, when it came to Achav, who made a pact with Yehoshaphat to fight and take Yeromas Gilad, this was an opportunity to be able to trick everyone, which is what the Ruach of Navos Yisrael was happy to do, but he had to leave the Mechitza of Hashem because it's Sheker. So Navos poisoned the 400 minds to say you'll win, you'll win, you'll win. And Micha said you will win in battle, but you will also be killed. Meanwhile, Sidkia again took these iron horns and he said you'll win. But again, that obviously wasn't true nevuah. Okay. As Yomi was in the upper market, okay. Nasa Chananya, Kavachayim Ratzim. He made a Kavachayim. Ma Ilim Shaloi Boela Azares Bavel. It's only to help Bavel. Armakadosh Baruch Hu Shiveres Keshas Elam. So Kazdim Atzim Malachas Kama V'Kama, that we can destroy them. So he realized that they won't be successful in destroying the Beis Hamikdash. Also, Ihu b'Shoika Tachtoin Omer Kamar Hashem Gomer Shavarti Yisrael Melech Bavel Amel Rapap Lebai Hayel Chavero Namil Nemar Amalei Kivan Disoid Kavachayim Medrish Commandis the Itmar Le Dami. Since he said Kavachayim, it's like he learned it. Hu Nihu Deloy Nemerlo. It wasn't said to him. Hamas Nava b'Shem Kachavim Kagain Nevi Habal, which with Achav, the prophets of the Baal, they were idol worshippers. As we said in regard to being swallowed up with a fish. The Mavater al Dibri Navi Kagain, who is that referring to as we continue to pay Testament Aleph, pay Testament Pays. So what is this referring to? Someone who basically doesn't listen to the words of a Navi, Chaverai de Micha. So it means the friends of Micha. So Dechsiv Ish Echad Memnei Hanavim, there was this person among the Nevi'im, Omer, he said El Re'eh to his friend, but Amar Hashem, Hikani, from the words of Hashem, he hit me, V'yima'in Ha'ish Al HaKaiso, and he refused to hit him. So Micha wanted Aram to be killed, he wanted him to be killed by Acha, so he said, hit me. And Achav said, we deserve to die, Kavachaymer, Aram, who killed many Jews. Fine. But Navi Shavar al Divri Atzmuk going Ido Hanavi. So what happened with Idoi? I was commanded that I can't eat with you. You should eat there. V'ksiv Yoshev Ito, he sat there. V'ksiv V'yelch V'im Soy Aryan, and a lion attacked him. So Yeravam's hand got dried up, so he then wanted to eat with the Navi. Tani Tanaka made the Rav Chista HaKovish Es Nevuaso like it. If you're Kovish in Nevuah, you get Malchus. Armale Man de Ochel Tamri Ba'armula Loki, someone who eats these tamarim in a hidden place gets malchus. And the Meiri says it has worms in them, but he ate the dates, but that's basically it. So man masribe, so who can give him masra? So after all, who knows about that he did it? So Rabbi Chavri Nevi'eh, these Nevi'im knew. So Menayet, yeah, they already know. So Rabbi, the pasuk Yasa Hashem Elokim Davar Ki'im Gola Soidai, about the revealing of the secrets. The Dilma Hadribe, maybe Hashem changed the Nevuah. So Im Isa the Hadribe Udi Havi Mido Lakul Nevi'eh. If it was true, then it would have been told to all the Nevi'im. I've Hayoina the Hadribe, they changed. Vlo Oduhu. So Yoina Mikar Ninva Nefechas. Originally Ninva turned over. He didn't know it was for the good or for the bad. How do you know to punish? How do you know who these people are? How do you know if it's a bad guy? He's a liar. In order to be able to prove that he's true, he needs to produce some sign. Micha didn't produce an os. So if there is an established Navi that people accept, so then that's different. Abraham Bahar Maria, how was he able to accept all of this? about potentially killing his son. How could Yitzchak allow it? Yitzchak. How would Yitzchak have listened to him? Eliyahu Bahar Carmel Hechi Samachalei V'Yavdi Shchuti Chutz. How could Eliyahu at Har Carmel have done Shchuti Chutz, which he's not allowed to do? But again, he did it in order to demonstrate that Hashem will bring a fire from the heavens and not the Nevi Abal. Because someone who's a tzaddik and a Navi Emes, he doesn't need an os. So Hashem, here we have the Kiddush Yitzchak. So Hashem tested him. Achar mai, what does that mean? After what? Rabbi Yochanan Mishem Rabbi Yosi ben Zimra. After the words of the Satan, who's weaned, this old guy, Chanantu, Shana pre-betten, Mikol Sudish Yasa, Lo Hayoloi, Tur Echad, or Geisel Echad, or Hakir Wafanecha. Understand, you did all this great stuff for this guy, he gives you nothing in return. Armulo, so Hashem said, Klom also El Bishvil Benoi. It's only for his kid. Even I Armulo Zavach has bincha. Lefanai miyad zayvchai. So even if I would say that you should sacrifice your son, he would do it. Yad Mokim Nisos Abraham, so he tested him Yomer Kachno as Bincha, Omer Shimon ben Abba, Ein Na Eloshem Bakasha. Interesting. Na is like please. Right? It's almost like the whole notion of the Nisayon wasn't necessarily at Sivo. It was like, could you please do it? Mashal Melch Basim Adam, Shamdo Love Milchamois Harbe. He withstood many battles. So there was one strong guy who was victorious. There was another war, Chazaka. So I want you to just do this last one for me, because otherwise people are going to say the other ones were nothing. Become nisyonis. I've already given you many other tests. Yomat b'kol, and you withstood them all. Ashav almoid lim nisayin zeh shel yomer ein mamish b'rishayim. Okay. Es bincha, take your son. So Beizban and Mishli, I have two kids. Es yichidcha, take your unique one. Zeh yachid l'imo, zeh yachid l'imo. Each one is one to each other's mother, either to Sarah or to Hagar. Asher havta, you love. What do you mean to vayu rechimna luhu? That's an unbelievable word. He loved both of them. He said, take the one you love. I love them both. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I love them both. That's Yitzchak. Why do you do it this way? You don't want to just like dump this on him quickly. This is because this is a very sensitive thing for him to do. So the Satan chanced upon him on the road. Armalo Hanisa Davar Elecha Tila Hine Yitzarta Rabim V'yadayim Rafois Techazak. So he said that you should, Hashem is testing you, and you are multiple rebukes, your hands are weak. Techazek Kaishel Yakimun Malayach, your words will be upheld. Kiatah, because now Tavalecha V'Teile, you are weak. Armulo Ani Batumi Elech, I will go in my righteousness. Armulo V'lo Yerascha Kisaltecha, is in your fear your foolishness. Armulo Zacharna, please remember Mihu Naki Avad, Kivan, who is this clean good servant. So Kivan Dechazad Loika Shamale. So the Satan saw he wasn't listening to him. Armulei the Eli Davi Yigonov, and for you this stolen, the secret will be stolen. So I'm telling you that I already heard that Yitzchak is not going to be killed, only an animal. This is the punishment of a sinner, of a liar. Even though that's the truth, that's what ended up happening, he didn't listen to him. What was that? Yishmael said, Ani gadol mimcha b'mitzvahs. I'm better than you. Shatal malta ben shemonish yamim. You had your bris when you're 8 years old. Ani ben shalosh esrei shana. I was 13, which is much harder. Amlo uvever echad ata migarabi. You are inciting me with just because of one aver. Im oimrli hakadosh baruch hu zavachatz b'chol lifnonai ani zavech miyad v'okim nisos Avraham. So I would do it. I would give up my own life. Not a problem. Okay, we're going to stop there. Okay, by the Tana Rabbanan. Maybe there's another question. Question 12. Vayachad devarim eile v'elkim nisos Avraham achar elu devarim. So either the words of the Satan, he says, you never makav any karbanos, or the words of Yishmael to Yitzchak, who says, I'm better than you in mitzvahs because I had a bris milah at a older age, and therefore that's much more significant. Okay. Fine. No questions on TB. Is there a question on TA anywhere? Be'elu zmanim b'shana lo haya beis in yoshim b'lishkas hagazes u'madua lo yoshvu el halishka. Okay, I'm not sure where that was. Let's look at question. We'll get back to it. TA 8. Ma oinshel shel hamavater al divrei navi u'mehechen haya leida shu navi emes. All right, so this tak is this daf. So what? How do you know? First of all, he's a navi emes. So either, as we said, if he shows a sign, or if he's muhsik. So let's get that first. That's TA8. Let's find this. TA8. So either Diyoyev Le'os or Hecha de Muksik Shiny. Okay? And also, again, Misa's Misib Dishmayim, as we saw in the previous daf. Okay. What was this question over here? Be'elamim Koimois. Maybe this is just in Rashi, I missed it. Be'elos Manam Bishana. Lo Haya Beis in Yoshim Lishkas. When did they not go to the Lishkas Hagazas? Why didn't they? That talk we did. Okay, so b'Shabbos yamim tovim o mishum de makom sar v'amrav o mishum shlo yenira ki yoshvin ledin v'hayoshvin b'chayil. Okay, so yeah, taka. Where was that? Okay. But let's just see what it says over here. Let's find this. I think this is actually today's daf. Let's see. But Socham Yishmavi Ra'u Regel Misas Regel Misar Masrichan. Must be up here. Hold that thought. Let me just find it here. Basically, this is Emis is based in Shibiyado, Mashes, V'chol Am Yishma Divrei Shema V'shachem V'chol Makam Yishpon V'zgam Tanamon Arba Srichan Achraza. Maybe it is over here. Let's see. Let's find this. Basin Pesach Hamas. Yeah. So it says like this. Sheshom Yoshim B'Tamid Shel Shachar V'Ad Shem B'Arbayim U'B'Shabbos V'Yamim Tovim Yoshvin B'Chayil. So on Shabbos and Yom Tov they would be Yoshvin B'Chayil. Now we can mark this down. Let's pay Chesed Beis. I guess that was yesterday's daf. That's why it took me a second to find it. That's TA7. And I didn't hit these Rashis. So let's see over here. Yoshvin B'Chayil. So it says, Rashi says like this. Memnei Sha'am Rav. There's a lot of people. V'makom tsar lahem. There's not a belishka. There's not a lot of space. Inami Shloi he nirim kiyoshvin bedin belishkas hagazis. Hayudanin. That's the reason why they did it a little bit differently, so that no one should think that they taka are doing din on Shabbos, which they're not supposed to. Adkan.